The brutal truth is, that quick 30-second study hack that you saw on TikTok, or that AI extension, or this brand new website won't improve your grades. Although social media makes it seem like there's a secret website or a trick that top students are gatekeeping, such as like the best study tip or like the Asian secret to studying, the truth is these don't exist. And even if they did, these aren't things that are going to give you the results that top students get. Recently, I've been talking to like the top 0.1% of students a lot, and I noticed that there are some patterns and things that all of them share, but they're not the things that you probably would expect. And I can confidently say that if you apply these habits, frameworks, and mindsets that these top students all share, you'll slowly but surely start to become like them. Like the students who easily like ace the tests, that are seemingly good at everything. And so, since we all want that, stick around because you're not going to want to miss a single one of these. The first one is luck versus action. A lot of the time, like me included, like just an average student, we tend to rely a lot on luck. Okay, so if the essay question is about grief, I'm set. This kind of mindset is very, very bad. And whereas like just average students like myself would start stressing when it's exam season, hoping that like this topic comes up, whereas that doesn't, top students are rather more methodical and actually prepare for exams. You can't really call it exam preparation if you're ignoring a whole chunk of like something that could come up in the exam and hoping it doesn't come up. That's like going into the desert without any water and hoping it rains. It probably won't happen. Top students all plan beforehand and use strategies, roadmaps, etc. to get an idea and overall like kind of game plan of how to prepare for exams. Things that I noticed they utilize are exam specifications, which looks something like this, and it shows the entirety of the knowledge that you need for the exam. They do past papers and they really try to get a feel for the exam and try to see what topics are more heavily tested, whereas which topics are less tested. And the things after that, they might choose to neglect like some topics, but it's not the same as like just starting off revising and then like studying for a while and then just giving up midway because you're lazy and praying it doesn't come up. This is called selection when it's studying, and selecting to study on your weaknesses and things that will come up in the exam and choosing to like ignore others that probably won't come up in the exam while your strengths is an efficient way, not relying on luck. This theme of luck and hope is relevant a lot in us as like average students, where if we get like a bad test result, we end up just hoping that the next one goes better. If you did get lucky and that essay question was on grief or like the topics that you study came up, well done, you got an A. But the thing is that A means nothing because in the next one you just end up getting a C and you're almost gambling, and this cycle becomes addictive because since you've tasted success, since you've already got that A, your brain tends to think that this method that you're doing is working and you're positively reinforcing the wrong behavior. Since luck isn't going to help you achieve your ambitious goals for the new school year, to improve your grades, to make your parents proud, to becoming the top student in your class, watch this free masterclass that I recorded on how to become a top student. I share the same mindset and tips which I used to get straight 9s in my GCSEs, and you'll find it useful to prepare and dominate the new school year. I've left a link in the pinned comments and there's also a special gift at the end, but I won't say too much more. It's the first link in the description. But anyway, back to the video. And so some action steps that you can do for this are to use spec lists and past papers. Top students are really good at identifying the cause and effect relationship rather than like average students who just like stress when they do bad. Top students try to identify the cause of that and they mitigate that before that even happens by like doing past papers and seeing what will come up. The second thing is top students are focused on results. Although on the surface level this may seem bad, results orientation that's bad, it's actually crucial if you think about it. Brian Tracy talks about in his book something called the one question, which basically says that for everything you do, you have to ask yourself what's something that would make everything else easier or even unnecessary. For example, what this looks like is past papers suddenly remove the need to go over your notes and study off your notes because instead you're going straight into like the learning process and then only you're going to be redoing your mistakes. So it completely removes the need to like relearn content, right? And so when you care on the end result, which top students never forget, they always realize it's the knowledge gained, right? It's the learning. Studying is just a vehicle that gets us to that point of knowledge. And so focusing on that knowledge aspect and then doing the thing that will get us there in the most efficient route may seem like it's like cheating or like cutting corners, but actually it's not, because we're removing all like the irrelevant things or the things that are really inefficient. So it feels like top students don't study a lot because they only study like 2, 3, 4 hours, but the thing is they're utilizing their time more efficiently. So this looks something like this, whereas an average student might spend hours relearning concepts by rereading notes, then reviewing them and then doing like a couple of questions at the end and spend like 6 hours. A top student might start with doing past papers since it matches like Brian Tracy's principle, and then you only have to relearn and review your mistakes, as when you're doing past papers you're already trying to answer the questions and you're reviewing the knowledge. They flip the learning pyramid upside down. You may be skeptical since people always like say like you should enjoy the journey as much as the destination, but remember, studying isn't the thing that you want to do, it's just a means of getting to the destination. In the gym, the thing that people want is the results. That's why they go to the gym. That's the reason for the gym. That's why going like the gym action of like gymming or like working out, I should say, is really, really optimized. Workouts 10 years ago might have looked like 2 hours long. They might have done like 5 different like chest exercises like every single day. But now we know that like PPL, you don't need to actually like hit each muscle individually. You only need to like do 10 sets a week. You only need to like probably go to the gym like 3-4 times a week and like only hour-long sessions. You can see how the process is made efficient, because if we focus on the result of keeping that the same and then trying to tweak the process to make it as less time consuming as possible, we're still left with the same exact result. And average students are kind of scared to do this. They're scared to change up like what they're normally used to. This is called the status quo bias. And so when you just start to like try to keep the result the same but try and tweak the process, which sounds impossible, but it is possible, because that's also the 80-20 rule. That's how top students get like the results they can in minimal time. And by the way, if you really want to become like a top student, learn all the things there are to study. Learn how to get the best grades in minimal time so you have time to do all these other things. Learn from me and other experts. You should really consider Student Accelerator. It's my community of like-minded individuals where there's courses, programs, workshops, all to help you become the best student you can be. If that interests you, check the link in the description. Otherwise, back to the video. And the third thing is promising to yourself. Top students keep promises. That's right, sounds crazy, but the thing is, average students like ourselves, we break promises ourselves way too easily. Today, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do 3 past papers. The thing is, you just end up breaking that promise to yourself and doing something else. And obviously, there's the negative that you didn't actually end up doing anything productive. You ended up like wasting time, or like you didn't actually get the thing done. That's obviously a big negative, but it goes deeper than that. I remember I was like researching like war leaders and like their strategies and principles for fun a while ago. And one of them was, you have to make sure to punish your troops. Imagine you're like the general and you always said like, okay guys, today like if we don't get this done, you guys are all getting punished. And like something happened, and so your troops didn't get that thing done. If you didn't punish them and you're like, oh guys, that's okay, we'll do better next time, without any punishment, suddenly your actions have no strength behind them. It's just an empty threat. And empty threats are really, really dangerous, because then the troops will know that they actually don't need to do that thing. It's the same with your brain. I mean, you make a promise with yourself, but then you break it. Your brain unconsciously picks up on that and then does it again and again and again, because what's going to happen? Like, you just break a promise to yourself, and the more you do that, it becomes a habit. If top students say they're not going to go on Netflix until they finish MASH, I can guarantee that they will finish that MASH before going onto Netflix. It's just, for them, it's so like natural. Like, why would you not like do something that you would say like that's stupid? Do you not have control over yourself? But you need to start doing this training of self-discipline, because that's what really separates you. You're also separating like work and play, and actually like this is proven to maximize focus anyway, and your brain's capacity to lock in. An actionable step right now is to make a promise. What will you do before doing another thing? A quick little tip is to make it an at least promise. I would do at least 3 pages of maths before I do X, Y, Z, whatever you want to do. By making it at least, it makes it more easier than saying like I have to do 10, because that makes it so that on the good days where you're feeling more motivated, productive, because emotions are like our daily kind of like sense, or like each day to day is different. So by saying at least 3, on the bad days you're still getting 3 done, still a win. But on the good days and productive days, you're leaving up that like there's no ceiling. You can do as much as you can. So saying at least makes it so much easier. And I hope this video was helpful. And remember, if you really want to become the best student you can be, get the best grades in the least amount of time possible, make sure to check out Student Accelerator. First link in the description. But as always, take action, and I'll see you in the next one. If this topic doesn't come up, I'm set, please. Please.